Back in Michigan, under caution for the first time today. Aerial coverage brought to you by our good friends at Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for over 50 years. Let's talk about the high line versus low line, a very wide racetrack. And Andy, you did a lot of calculations the last few days and showing, I guess if you run up at the very top of the track, that's a lot of extra distance.
Well, it's not as much as I would have thought. I had some engineers working on it. Terry Satchel's one of the guys who used to work for me. He helped me a little bit and talked to Kevin Harvick's engineers to try to come up with some of these calculations. And it's about 150 feet per lap longer. So if you do that during a fuel run, you'll see you'd have to run an extra half a lap. You do that over the whole day, you've got to run about 5 miles longer. But, you know, it does impact fuel mileage, the high line versus the low line.
Yeah, I think that it can. I think there's another thought. If you're up there high, you can let your car roll a little bit further, and generally if you're running the high line, your car's a little bit freer and you're not having to turn the wheel as much, so you're not scrubbing off as much speed. So honestly, I'm not sure it matters where you run. I think that you're just going to have to figure out how to save fuel for yourself.
This leads us to our trivia question. We'll see if you have some people who are as good at math as Andy's friends are. If you put a string around the earth, which is 25,000 miles, and lifted it up 1 foot all the way around, how much longer would the string need to be? And folks, obviously we're trying to get at the fact that if you run a little higher on the racetrack, you're going to go more of a distance. 6 feet long.
Not as hard as you thought, is it?
Everybody thought it was going to be, wow, it's going to be so much longer, but it really isn't.
It's actually 6.3 feet for all you engineers out there.
6.28 actually, but that's okay. Yeah, we are under caution here. Good job, Andy. Good. We're under caution here, and they have pit road closed because they're trying to clean up the oil. From beneath the 21 car, Marcus Ambrose, last week's third place finisher and winner in the nationwide car at Watkins Glen, the first in the garage area today. Back in Michigan, under caution for the first time today, leaders Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Vickers, Jeff Gordon, Patrick Carpentier, and they should be headed for these guys here very shortly, coming down pit road at 55 miles an hour. We've had to close pit road because of some oil. They've used some oil dry up and down. That's the white powder you see there. They've been trying to sweep up, and here they come off the racetrack for their first stop of the day. Let's go down to Dave.
Matt Kenseth has that feel to his car where it wants to crash from the rear end around, loose into the corner, loose off the corner. They're going to make a wedge and an air pressure adjustment. You see the crew going to work at the top of the screen.
Patrick Carpentier giving up the 5th spot on the racetrack to hit pit road. He's loose off the corner, especially under throttle. Crew chief Mike Shipley going to call for a 4-tire change in Sunoco race fuel. Shannon?
Yeah, Mike, your race leader Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to take 4 tires. He says he's just a little bit tight getting into the turns. They're also going to wipe off that grill. He's about 235 on his water temp. Jamie.
And Jeff Gordon explaining his car, said tight about 5 times in explaining it. So there you go. He's tight a little bit loose on exit 4 tires. He's down and away.
Race off of pit road. Ryan Vickers, great job for those guys. They gained a couple of spots. Jimmy Johnson able to get down in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. as Jr. came in front of his teammate. Patrick Carpentier, Kyle Busch gaining a spot. Want to get up close and personal on pit stops? How about front tire carrier Brad Donahue out of Orange County, Virginia, for Kyle Busch.
A lot of work going on in a short amount of time right here. Clean the grill, let him go.
Yeah, that's a nice job.
Kyle Busch, 23 years of age. We mentioned about young phenoms, 8-time winner this year. In racing, Kyle Busch is the phenom. Richard Petty is the legend. How about in Olympic sports? Well, no question there. Michael Phelps, 8 gold medals. What a great performance. Congratulations to Michael and the U.S. Olympic team. And, of course, Mark Spitz, the legend. He's the one that set the precedent with the 7 gold medal performance years ago.
Absolutely unbelievable athlete in Michael Phelps.
Yeah, what kind of feeling would it have to be as he saw his mother and sisters there, knowing that that's your brother there, considered the greatest Olympic athlete ever to be now.
And he was a major part of that win in the final relay, you know, last night, because he had to swim his leg and be able to regain the lead and let the anchor leg take it to the goal, and he did it. And of course, Kyle Busch, I mean, everyone shakes their head at this young man's talent. 23 years of age, just like Michael Phelps, and 8 wins And the question is, how many more is he going to win? And we're just past the halfway point. Still got a lot of races to go.
Yeah, he's not undefeated, but he's doing a pretty good job. I like his percentage in this sport. You know, normally if you can win anywhere close to 10% of the time, you're doing pretty well in this.
There's A.J. Allmendinger in the pits. It looks like they're trying to make a minor repair to the front fender. Maybe had some contact on pit road coming in and out of his pits. That's where you see this a lot of times. These guys come out of their pit stall and catch somebody. It's pretty good, though. It looks like they got it fixed.
Why is it so important to put that patch on the car? What does that do?
It's just the aerodynamics, Doc. You just have to have it right. If you don't have the right shape there, you can lose a ton of downforce. And I tell you, they don't make enough downforce already. You don't want to give up any.
No, you don't want to give up any. It's amazing. We talk about how wide this racetrack is and everything, and pit road is relatively narrow. The pit boxes are pretty good size, but as they come off of pit road and you got a lot of cars on the lead lap, it gets pretty tight, and these things can happen.
The problem is that everybody wants to get out first.
Yeah.